So today I'm going to show you how to take your lettering in Procreate and turn it into a vinyl sticker by using a Cricut. I do not know how to use a silhouette, but if you have one, I'm guessing the process is fairly similar. So first I'm going to open my app of choice to do my lettering, which is Procreate. I already have loaded in here a correct size document for what I'm making a sticker for. So when I created this document, I usually create it fairly high quality so that I don't get too much pixelation with my lettering. So I created it as the actual size of what I was doing, which was 4 inches by 9 inches. And in it, I also did a 300 DPI. So that's my normal of what I use, because then you don't get too much pixelation. I'm actually making a sticker for this nib container that's clear. I'm just going to make a simple sticker that goes across that says nibs. So in Procreate, I have my document, which is the right size. I find my brush, which is a monoline brush, and I just get lettering. Now once I have the perfect lettering done, I go in and I check all the little spots to make sure there's nothing weird about the letters that's going to show up in the vinyl sticker. So I go in, I just round out some of the corners, make sure that everything is completely attached the way I want it to look. This looks good, and the rest of it looks good. So my next step is I'm going to take the background out, which is just by clicking this background color. And then I have a transparent background with my black lettering on top. It doesn't matter if it's black or a different color, but I usually just use black to make it easy. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go up into the tools and share it. And I'm going to use a PNG, which allows the background to stay clear. So I'm going to save the image. It exported it. And then I'm going to open my Cricut design space. And I'm going to, so here's my home. I'm going to do a new project. And I'm going to upload from my photo library. Go in here, click the nibs that I just did. Basically I look, everything's good, the background's already erased, and then I can go in here and see if there's any weird, occasionally there's weird like extra bumps, but it looks like it's pretty good. So I think that I'm gonna say yes to that one. I'm going to save it into my library, and then now I have it in my library. I can click it and I can insert it. And of course it put it in there way too big, but sometimes it does that. So I'm just going to quickly make sure it's exactly how long I want it, which is a little less than 9 inches. So depending on what you're doing, it's going to be a little bit different, obviously. But so I'm going to go down. I'm going to find the 9-inch, which is right here, and I'm going to make it probably, I'll go 8.5. Now that I'm done with that, I'm going to click make it, so it shows up in my matte projection as exactly how I want it. You can check the size, check that. I usually zoom in, make sure, so it's a little less than 9 inches if you can see that. And it's a little bit more than 3 inches. So when I actually go to cut my vinyl, I'm going to go about 9 inches by 3.5. I have my black piece. I check it with what it's going to go on, which is great. That's about right. I'm going to take this. I'm going to continue. And sometimes it does that for me. It says there's a communication issue. And what I just do is I keep pressing OK until it goes away. And now my machine is ready. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my iPad aside and get my Cricut mat out. I'm going to align it right. I'm going to slightly press it down using the scraper tool. And I'm going to load it. So now I have my mat in there. I'm going to press this button to load it. And then it makes that noise, it's loaded. It should also show up on your iPad that it's loaded. And then you want to press go on your machine. Now that my cut has complete, I'm going to unload it, and you can see that it is cut out perfectly. So I removed my piece from my mat, and I'm actually going to take my tools. I have a regular, so this is a silhouette hook or weeder. I bought it because it was cheaper and it does almost the same thing. And then I also have one of these, which is it's actually a dentist hook, like for cleaning your teeth, but it works really well because it's super sharp, so it works really well to get small details out. For this one, I'm not going to use it because I don't have too many small details, except this, we'll use it just on this B part here. And then what I do is I usually remove the inner pieces first, so all of the places that are enclosed. So I just take my weeder and pull them out. Luckily with pieces this large, it is pretty easy. Smaller pieces are gonna take a little bit longer because it won't be quite as easy to remove. It also depends on the vinyl that you're using. So now that I have the inner pieces of all of them done, I'm actually gonna take it and I'm just gonna peel it off. So it should stick fairly well. This vinyl it's black matte Oracle 641, which is permanent. Oop, there we go. Make sure the dot in the I stays. Make sure everything stays. If something is peeling up, then just kind of move your finger around it, make sure that it's staying correctly. And then voila, you have your sticker. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my transfer tape. So this roll is almost gone, but I'm going to cut it to size. So this is Oracle or Aura tape. It is Oracle brand tape. And I'm just gonna go like this. Measure it. Kind of a loose measurement. So luckily you can see through and you can see the lines. And then I'm just going to cut the end so then it's not too long. And then I'm going to peel back the transfer tape. So I'm going to take the backing off. Transfer tape is very nice because it isn't too sticky, but it does a nice job of transferring your vinyl over. So I have been asked the question, does tape work? Like like packing tape or masking tape? And the answer is no, because tape is too sticky. So I'm just going to press that down. I'm going to use my tool again, and I'm going to press it. Make sure all the vinyl sticks. And then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to peel this paper off. Hopefully it comes off pretty nicely. Look at that. Perfect. And now you have the sticker by itself. So now I can take this box, and on client projects I normally would use an alcohol wipe, but for this it's pretty clean, it's brand new, so I don't need to. So I'm just going to line up the sticker that I created, and I'm actually going to do it lower because I think that looks cool. And once you get it there, I usually press from the middle out. And then peel it off. Uh-oh. Sometimes that does happen. You just got to make sure that it's pressed onto that base really nicely. And occasionally you have to go from a different angle. Sometimes hold it because it doesn't want to stick. And this does happen with vinyl. Vinyl can be kind of tricky sometimes. So you can also go slowly and that'll help. And there is a little bit of a bumpiness on this, so that's why it's not sticking so great down there. Uh-oh. And sometimes transfer tape is too sticky and you run into issues because it's sticking too much. And sometimes I usually use transfer tape multiple times because then it loses some of its stickiness, its immediate stickiness. So what I'm going to do is I found a little bubble here. I'm actually going to peel this up just a little bit and then push down again. Then it looks good. So that's my final project. If you have any questions, drop me a comment or send me an email. I'd be happy to answer them for you.